Okay, everyone, so right here we have my convict cichlids. This right here is a 125-gallon grow-out aquarium, and I'm growing out some serious fish. We have a baby peacock bass, a baby Mayan, this big old pier side. We have leaf fish back there, a baby snook over here. All these fish that are known to be predators, and yet I have a pair of convicts. And if you look back there, that tiny little white thing, those white things are tiny babies. So my convict spawned in a tank full of predators. Hey everyone, this is DWS Darius, and welcome to another day in the fish room. So as always, there's always a bunch of stuff going on down here. Don't really have so many tanks as I had before, but still a lot of stuff going on. We have the convicts over there. Today I went to PetSmart. Picked up these two bala sharks. I have two growing out over there, but they are pretty aggressive towards each other because they do build a hierarchy. So I went and picked up two more. They're in quarantine. Unfortunately, they do have ick, but I'm going to treat them for that ick disease, and they should be in shape. But yeah, everyone, always a lot of stuff going on. And today I have a video that was much requested. So I know a lot of people enjoyed the stocking videos that I posted. If you're new to the channel, I posted some stocking ideas for some of your common size aquariums, like a 55-gallon aquarium, a 75, a 29-gallon tank. So yeah, I gave you guys a couple of ideas of fish and different options of fish that you could keep in those aquariums. A lot of you guys like those type of videos. I like being able to list those fish because I'm addicted to fish, so I just love any opportunity to imagine different tank setups. So I really enjoyed making those videos. What I didn't enjoy was editing those videos because it took hours, and then at the end of the edit, I really wasn't satisfied with it. So that's the reason why I really didn't go on with the series. But I got a lot of people asking me, can I get stocking ideas for a 125-gallon aquarium? And there's no doubt that you could do a lot of awesome things with the 125-gallon aquarium. Your standard 125-gallon tank measures 72 inches long, 18 inches wide, 22.5 inches tall. So definitely a very decent footprint, and you could have a lot of fish to work with. Now, instead of giving you all these fish in one video, I decided let me change things up. So I have different categories of fish that we keep, different categories of fish that are trending, and I'm going to give you guys my top fish from that category. With that being said, if you follow my channel, there's a good chance that you're into predatorial fish. So today I want to share with you guys my top 10 fish, my top 10 predatorial fish for a 125-gallon aquarium. Okay everyone, so nowadays, everywhere you look you see predatorial fish. Everybody's keeping them, and they definitely are some amazing fish to keep. Some of them look amazing. Some of them, when it comes to feeding time, is unlike anything else. And some of them just have amazing personalities. So it's definitely something that everybody, if they get the chance, is definitely something you should try. So the fish that I'm about to list, they're in no particular order. And after you watch this video, if you want more options, of course, you could go ahead and check out some of my older videos, my 55 stocking ideas, my 75 stocking ideas. You know, you can check those videos out because, of course, those fish can fit inside of a 125-gallon aquarium. So to start things off, I have a fish that's very common. A lot of times this fish is overlooked, but no denying that this is one of the best predators for a 125-gallon aquarium, and it is the Oscar cichlid. So some of you may be disappointed that I started off the list with such a common fish, but no denying that the Oscar is definitely a great choice. First of all, I love the look of the Oscar. I currently keep a tiger Oscar inside of my 210-gallon aquarium, and this fish is awesome. He has a black body with the orange scales, and you know, you have different varieties. Before I had an albino tiger, which was white with the same red orange scales, and you know, you have the red Oscars that have mostly orange and red scales, and you have a lot of different varieties, so you definitely have the look of them. On top of that, these Oscars have a taller body. Most predatorial fish have a slender body, so to see an Oscar with such a tall body, no doubt they stick out in the aquarium and they look really awesome. On top of that, these fish are predators. They will eat just about anything you put in an aquarium. When I kept mine with my peacock bass, he kept up with my peacock bass when it came to eating food. Before I used to feed live fish, no doubt the Oscar was always one of the first ones to get the fish, so they definitely are some awesome predators. On top of that, these are some of the fastest growing fish in the hobby, so you could buy a baby and in a matter of months this fish will be almost full size, so you get almost instant gratification with the growth rate. These fish could reach 14 inches, so a pretty decent size. And on top of that, I think that the personality of the Oscar is unlike any other, especially when it comes to predatorial fish. These Oscars, they're like dogs, and they really could bring your tank to life. And that's what happened to my 210-gallon aquarium. Before, the fish in the tank, they were always hiding They never came out, but the moment I put the Oscar in the tank, he definitely brought things to life. His greedy appetite, his greedy attitude, his bold personality, it rubbed off on all the other fish, and now I can enjoy my 210-gallon aquarium because of my Oscar. So definitely a great choice for a 125-gallon predatory aquarium. On top of that, these fish are not too aggressive, so you have a lot of options when it comes to keeping them either solo or with other fish. You could keep them with other Oscars. Inside of 125, you probably could put 4 Oscars, but eventually you may get a male and female, and you'll probably have to just keep that pair. Or you can keep them with other fish that are large enough not to be eaten. You can keep them with silver dollars, with different barbs, or with other smaller South and Central American cichlids like Jack Dempsey's, convicts, green terrors. But no denying that the Oscar is definitely a great option for your 125-gallon predatory aquarium. Another cool predatory fish for a 125-gallon aquarium is the Hujetagar. Now, I kept these fish in the past, and I must admit I did keep them improperly. These fish are a part of a group of fish known as characin, and most characin are very social and they like to be kept in large numbers of their own kind. So in the future, if I was to keep Hujetagar again, I definitely would keep a group of them. Inside of a 125-gallon aquarium, you probably keep 5 of them, and when you do keep that number, they definitely will be a lot more bolder. It'll be awesome to see them traveling in a pack, to see them hunting in a pack. Definitely will be amazing, and you might even get more color from them. No denying that these fish are some apex predators. They can reach about 8 inches, and these fish are lightning fast. Before, when I used to feed mine rosy red minnows, I could barely keep up with the camera because they move so fast. So they definitely will be a nice fish inside of a 125-gallon aquarium. Now, these fish will mostly occupy a higher portion of the tank, so you could get away with keeping maybe like an Oscar that I listed before, or just some cichlids or fish that are just not too aggressive and at the same time not too small to be eaten. Another cool predator fish for a 125-gallon aquarium is the pink-tailed chalceus. Now, there's actually 2 subspecies of pink-tailed chalceus, and the main difference is just that one has a more rounded face while one has a sharper face, but both of them are some pretty awesome fish, and they definitely look awesome in your tank. So these fish will occupy a higher portion of your tank. They can reach about 10 inches, and just by looking at them, you could tell that in the wild, these fish would take down anything that hits the surface. So I'm guessing water bugs, small fish that stay at the top, insects in bushes above the water, these fish are hunting it. They definitely are some really cool looking fish. Their tail you can notice from a mile away. They have these really big eyes, and they definitely are some awesome fish. Now, I kept both species in the past, and I do know that they can be aggressive towards similar looking fish, so you definitely want to leave these as the only species in an aquarium, and you also want to leave them as the only fish in a higher portion of the tank. So you can keep them with other fish as long as there's no fish occupying that same level, because they can be pretty aggressive towards other fish. They do have smaller teeth that you really can't see too well, but they do have teeth. And when they do fight fish, they can do some damage. So just make sure you don't keep them with any other fish that do occupy the same level. But besides that, they definitely do great with, like I said, fish that swim in middle to lower sections of the tank. So you have your Central and South American cichlids, silver dollars, fish that are not too aggressive, but at the same time, not too big to eat them because they are kind of slender, and not too small to be eaten. Another cool predator fish for a 125-gallon aquarium is the red-tailed barracuda. Now, the name of this fish alone is very amazing. Of course, this is not a true barracuda because barracuda are saltwater fish, but this fish definitely looks very similar. Now, I never kept this fish in the past, but based on the research that I did, these fish seem to be some really cool looking fish to have in your tank. They can reach about 11 inches. They have a noticeable red tail. I do believe that there's another subspecies that have a yellow tail. They call it the yellow-tailed barracuda. Also gets 11 inches. But yeah, these fish, they do have some noticeable teeth. It looks like they swim towards the higher to middle portion of the aquarium. And when it comes to tank mates, it's definitely something you want to consider because these fish do have sharp teeth. Now, of course, they most likely use their teeth to hunt, but no denying if they get into a fight, they won't hold back those sharp fangs. But yeah, these fish, they definitely look awesome. And if I was to keep them, I would probably keep one inside of a 125-gallon aquarium and try to keep fish that won't cause any problems and at the same time that won't look like food. So maybe some silver dollars that are like the striped silver dollars that can reach about 6 to 7 inches. But yeah, no doubt this fish is an eye catcher and definitely a predator. Another cool predator for a 125-gallon aquarium is the Asian needle-nosed gar. Now, this fish is not a true gar, but it definitely has the look of a gar. These fish will spend the majority of their time towards the top of the tank. And no denying, these fish look very awesome. before when I was very young. I remember I went to the pet store and a guy at the pet store dropped a little feeder in the tank and I grabbed it instantly. So they definitely have some predator instincts in them. I never kept these fish before, but they definitely are something on my list. So these fish in the wild, they can reach 18 inches, but in captivity, they will most likely stay between 12 to 15 inches. Inside of a 125-gallon aquarium, I would try to keep 2 of them. I do read that they are social, so they do like to be kept in numbers, but in a 125, you probably can only keep 2. Just hopefully they don't really fight between each other, because even though fish can school together, they still might fight because they like to have a hierarchy among each other. So me myself, I would try to keep 2, see if they worked, if they could get along. But definitely some awesome looking fish, and they do seem to be peaceful, so I would keep these as my top swimming fish. And then once again, you can find some fish for the bottom levels that of course won't be able to eat them, that won't bully them, and at the same time they are not able to eat. Another cool predator for a 125-gallon aquarium is the silver datnoid. These fish, I love the way they look. They have a very robust look to them. They definitely look pretty prehistoric, and no denying they are some apex predators. Now, I don't recommend these fish for beginners for a number of reasons. Firstly, because there is a lot of confusion when it comes to identifying them. I actually bought a gold datnoid and the seller sent me a silver datnoid. The gold datnoid can reach about 24 inches. The silver datnoid maxes at 12 inches. So first off, if you buy a silver datnoid, you need to make sure that you buy it from somebody who knows what they're talking about, somebody who knows their fish, because the silver datnoid is the smallest species, which can reach about 12 inches. The rest will outgrow a 125-gallon aquarium. So first of all, make sure you buy your fish from a person who knows their fish. After that, these fish are very picky eaters. Mine, it took me a long time to get mine on smelt, and even though mine is on smelt, it's still very hard to get them to eat it because they're just so stubborn. They like to eat live fish, and it's very hard to get them off a live fish. And on top of that, they can be pretty shy when they're young. So I do have one inside of my 125-gallon grow-out aquarium, but it's definitely very challenging to get him on camera because he's always hiding. He likes to lurch in the shadows. Now, as these fish get older, as they get bigger, they will become more bolder. But while they're young, it is a challenge growing them out. But yeah, as adults, these fish are very enjoyable. I like their shape, their body pattern. They are a little bit aggressive, so you can keep them with large Central and South American cichlids. I do imagine that keeping them with Oscars is a good idea because the Oscars may encourage them to be a little bit more bolder, and they definitely have the same appetite. But yeah, definitely some cool fish to consider, and definitely a show fish in your predator tank. Another cool option for stocking a predator 125-gallon aquarium is the Crinum cichlid lenticulata pike. There's a number of different species of pike that can live inside of a 125-gallon aquarium, so long as they don't exceed 14 inches. The lenticulata pike is just a pike that a lot of people talk about. I show this fish a lot, and it just gets a lot of attention because it's an awesome fish. Now the thing is, these fish are very smart, and a lot of times when you have a smart fish, you have a fish that gets into a lot of problems with his tank mates. So it's best in a 125 that you keep the lenticulata pike by itself or with a mated pair, because other than that, they will cause problems. My pike starts a lot of problems with my catfish, with my flagtail. My pike just is a troublemaker, and that's because he's so smart. He's so inquisitive. I watch him all the time, and he's just looking at everything I do. If I move a rock, he's going to notice it, and it's a very smart fish. But it's best if you keep it by itself. But even if you keep it by itself in a 125, it definitely will be a very entertaining fish. Like I said, they're very smart. They definitely are some predatorial fish, so they will accept live fish and they will hunt them down like crazy. But no denying the Crinum cichlid lenticulata, and like I said, most pikes that aren't too big are cool options for a 125-gallon tank. Another cool predatorial fish for a 125-gallon aquarium are the basket mouth cichlids. Now, there are 3 main types. All of these fish come from the group of fish known as Quitaya. They all are South American cichlids, and they can reach about 8 to 10 inches, the males being larger than females. Now, like I said, there are 3 main species. They all have their own unique body pattern, but they all have something in common, and that's the fact that these are some awesome predators. They have some amazing mouths that can eat fish almost half their size, and they definitely are some very awesome looking fish. Now, in a 125, you can definitely keep them with other fish, other cichlids, because they're not too aggressive. You may have problems if you try to keep multiple of the same family group unless you have a mated pair in a 125, because of course, like most cichlids, they are aggressive towards their own kind. So I would keep mine just with other predatorial fish, maybe keeping it with a datnoid or with an Oscar, fish that are not too aggressive but at the same time have a similar appetite, and no denying that these Quitaya cichlids will be very entertaining. Another cool way to stock a 125 gallon aquarium with predator fish is with archer fish. Now these fish are famous because they have the ability to spit out the water, aim perfectly, and hit their prey and then consume them. Now specifically I'm talking about banded archer fish. These archer fish can reach about 8 inches. In a 125 gallon aquarium you could probably keep about 5 of them. And it definitely is very awesome. You can actually witness that behavior in the aquarium. I know Aquarium Co-op, he used to keep some, and he was able to get his to spit for Sarah or nip tabs. Those are a type of fish food. He was able to get his archer fish to spit at them so that they could consume them. So definitely something you can actually witness in your aquarium. The only thing is that these archer fish are brackish water fish. Some people have kept them in fully fresh water, but for the best results, for the longer life, and for the just best quality from these fish, it's good if you mix a little bit of salt in their water for brackish water. And if you're willing to do that, no denying, a archer fish aquarium definitely will be a cool way to use a 125 gallon tank. Okay everyone, and to finish off this video, the final way you could use your 125 gallon aquarium as a predator aquarium is with red belly piranha. Now, as common as these fish are, I'm sure just about everybody has heard of these fish. Even if you're not in the hobby, you've heard of red belly piranha, but not a lot of people actually keep them. There's only one person who I know keeps a red belly piranha tank, and that is the Bear Ski Method, which is another YouTuber, and he definitely does a great job showing the beauty and amazement of these fish. But yeah, not a lot of people keep these fish. In a 125 gallon aquarium, I think you could keep 5 to 6 of them. They say that they could reach about 10 inches, but I believe in aquariums they'll only max at around 7 to 8 inches. And they look really awesome. They have that nice red belly. They have a very bulky look. You could keep them with plants because they won't bother the plants. And you can feed them some awesome stuff. If you watch the Bear Ski Method, if you watch his YouTube channel, he feed his fish, frogs. I think one time he even fed them a chickmunk. So you definitely could feed them predatorial foods. And just overall, I do think it is a very awesome fish to have. You can definitely show off with your piranha because they just are so reputable. But yeah, definitely a great option for a predatorial 125 gallon aquarium. Okay everyone, so that's a look at my top 10 aquarium predatorial fish for a 125 gallon aquarium. Now of course, if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you know of any predatorial fish that you think would do good inside of a 125 gallon tank, let us know in the comment section below. So yeah, this is my first stocking video for the 125 gallon aquarium. In the future, I will be giving you guys more stocking options for different categories. So today we covered predatorial fish, and in my next video, I'll give you guys a different theme of fish and my top fish for that category. But if you have any requests, if you have any categories that you think that I might not think of, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll definitely give it a thought. So as of today, I'm just going to be working on a few things. I made that video about catfish and me not liking them because they never came out. And now here we are, all my catfish come out now. These catfish are out all the time. I noticed that my shovel nose over here, he's gotten bigger because he comes out more. My catfish in that tank over there come out a lot more. So ever since I made that video bashing catfish, look, my bristle nose right here in the center, I made a video talking about how I don't like catfish, and now they're all proving me wrong because they're all out and about. But yeah, I'm getting ready to treat these fish for ick. Once again, I have 2 of these bottle sharks. I have 2 more, and look at these guys. I love these bottle sharks. Look at how much they beg. They're just non-stop begging for food. So definitely are some awesome fish. This is the bigger one. He's being a little bit of a bully, but I figure if I add a few more, it definitely will balance the hierarchy because after all, these bottle sharks are schooling fish. But yeah, everyone, a day in the life, a day in the fish room. Look at this jaguar, beast. It's hard for me not to feed these fish because it just looks so awesome. Even though he's not begging, I'm just going to toss a pellet in there because he's a beast. But yeah, everyone, I could go on and on because these fish are just so awesome. But I'm not going to. I'll save it for another video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, catch you guys on the next one.